option. So among the given options, option D, Porter's microabscess, is not associated with psoriasis. So let's briefly. Okay, so here you can see a picture where you are able to see the layers of the epidermis from superficial to the deeper parts: the stratum corneum, stratum granulosum, stratum spinosum, and at the most deep we have stratum basal. So these are all the layers of the epidermis. So in stratum corneum, what are the changes which we can see? It is parakeratosis. Of course, parakeratosis is the most important change, in which you must remember that the nucleus is going to be retained in the keratinocytes, and of course there is thickening of the stratum corneum, which is called as hyperkeratosis. And you must remember very important point: stratum granulosum is absent, or there is reduced thickness of stratum granulosum, which is also called as hypogranulosis in psoriasis patients. And stratum spinosum, there is thickening, and this thickening of stratum spinosum, it is called as acanthosis. And you can see the projections, inward projections of the epidermis into the dermis. They are called as rete ridges, and you can see that there is a regular elongation of this rete ridges. Okay, so these are all the changes in the epidermis. And in the dermis, what you can observe is the blood vessels, they will become tortuous and dilated, and apart from these, you can also notice that there will be certain cellular changes which can be seen in the stratum corneum and stratum spinosum. And what are those changes? The presence of the neutrophils in the form of small pockets of collection in the stratum corneum, it is referred to as Monroe's microabscesses. And the same neutrophils, if they are present at different level, that is in the stratum spinosum, if they are present, then we are going to call them as spongiform pustules of Kogoch. Okay, so the same neutrophils, if they are there in the stratum corneum, we call it as Monroe's microabscess, and in the stratum spinosum, the collection is referred to as spongiform pustules of Kogoch. And basically you must understand that whenever there is a collection of certain cells, we call them as microabscesses. So just like in surgery, a collection of the pus, we refer it to as abscess. So likewise, a collection of the cells, if they are there in histopathological examination, the pathologists have given the name called as microabscesses. And in the psoriasis, we have seen already the collection of the neutrophils in the corneum and spinosum respectively are called as Monroe's and spongiform pustules of Kogoch. So there are two more conditions, out of which the most important we can say is mycosis fungoides, which is the most common type of cutaneous T cell lymphoma. Here the atypical lymphocytes will be seen in the epidermis and precisely stratum spinosum, whereby this collection is referred to as Porter's microabscess. And the other condition is vesiculobullous disorder, dermatitis herpetiformis, in which there will be a collection of the neutrophils in the dermal papilla. Papillary tip microabscess is the name given to this. And if you see, this student has given a very good trick to remember, so I will write it down here. So you can see M and P, these are the two letters which you must remember. So what is the funda behind this is, if you observe carefully, in psoriasis, I have told you that Monroe's microabscesses are seen. So whereas if you have observed carefully, in mycosis fungoides, I have told you that Porter's microabscesses are seen. So what is the funda is simple. So in P there will be M, and in M there will be P. Okay, so that is in psoriasis, Monroe's microabscesses are present, and in the mycosis fungoides, Porter's microabscesses are present. So this is very important. This may look very silly, but it is a very much repeated question, so you should definitely remember this. Okay, so now let us see the options again. So epidermal thickening, yes, it can be seen. We have already seen stratum corneum and stratum spinosum thickening was mentioned in the form of hyperkeratosis and acanthosis respectively. And spongiform pustules of Kogoch, yes, this can also be seen. And what is this option B, supra-papillary thinning? Supra-papillary thinning is very simple. So these projections of the dermis into the epidermis, these are called as dermal papilla. And as you can notice, the space between this papilla and the stratum corneum, it is very much reduced, and this is what is called as supra-papillary thinning. And this is actually the funda behind the Auspitz sign is this supra-papillary thinning. And if you scrape off the stratum corneum, which is easily scraped off in the form of scales, will be removed, and ultimately, because this suprapapillary area is very very thin, so what happens is, if you scrape on further, the bulkless membrane will be exposed, and even if you remove that, then what will happen, the papilla, they will undergo, they will, because of the shearing force, they will be removed, and you can notice that the pinpoint bleeding is actually due to this tortuous dilated blood vessels which are present here. Okay, so I hope now you have understood most of the concepts of this pathology in the psoriasis. Okay, so that is in this video, friends. So I hope you all have enjoyed this. If so, please give this video a thumbs up, guys, so